I got to ask the interesting questions about two former Syracuse Orangemen. Who should have had the better career? This ain't got nothing to do with position. This is just based on who should have had a GOAT career out of Derrick Coleman and Carmelo Anthony. Because this was an interesting conversation I had. I was talking some hoops with a buddy of mine, and I don't do standard conventional conversations. I don't talk about positions. Both these guys were big in Syracuse. You know, Derrick Coleman, I don't know if people realize, he was like a link between Charles Barkley and Karl Malone as a power forward. He was something else athletically. It's just that injuries and attitude and jankiness messed it up. That dude should have been like talked about with Barkley and Karl Malone and Garnett and whoever you want to put up there, and Tim Duncan, whoever you want to put up there as an all-time GOAT power forward. He should have been mentioned in that conversation because the skills was there. A sick shot. One of the few guys who bammed on Shaq's face too. Told him too. And Derrick Coleman was like, it's just like it's like a boxer who had an incredible punch, but then he just like that one night he never came back, and that's kind of how it was with him. He kind of told around, and the lifestyle got the best of him, but the skills was sick. I mean, he was a sick cat. Had all the makings to being arguably the GOAT power forward, and definitely could have been one of the kings, one of the best that you ever saw. I mean, I'm just saying, had he uh, put the work in, like that. And that's the frustrating thing. That's why I don't like it when I hear people say that someone don't live with the potential to actually win chips. I get cringe when people say that about Shaq or say that about Will Chamberlain. Someone said them guys got multiple rings. How about a guy who was half-hearted and didn't play up, and everybody knew that he was bad? And I'm gonna let you in on a story too about DC. ESPN the magazine. This was back when it first came out. They had an article with a referee who went unknown, anonymous, who said if that man, he said he'd never give him a call because he didn't play up to his potential. I kid you not. But that brings me to Carmelo Anthony. Yeah, he scored 28,000 points, scored all those points. And yeah, he could have gotten rookie of the year, probably should have. But was that one of the dumbest moves to leave the Denver Nuggets to go to New York and basically be a stat patter? And that's basically what his career was. Could he have been greater? Because he showed the promise. He didn't. His attitude again. These two guys should have been. We should. If you put if you put a mindset on it together, you'd have had an incredible player. I'm convinced of it. But again, attitude got the best of it, for different reasons. Yes, Melo got into the Hall of Fame, but it don't look at him in totality. Ben Wallace even came out and said getting darker was better than getting mellow. And I was like, dang, ouch. Because they don't had darker score in garbage time. So what's that say about Melo? Mindset wasn't where it's supposed to be. Skills was there, but his mind wasn't there. So which of these two guys, because I'm not going to go into no stats. Obviously, Melo played longer and had better stats. But the eyeball test is where I'm going. Who should have had a greater career out of Derrick Coleman and Carmelo Anthony? And my answer is Derrick Coleman. Nasty first step, could score, could shoot. You need to go watch that dunk he did on David Robinson. That grill was nasty. That yak was nasty. He just didn't play like that with consistency. And it's these guys who don't feel like it, and they were mentally load management, not physically, but mental. Please hit like, subscribe, work on thoughts, comments, and I do respond. Thank you. Wash your hands, keep your mind clear. Watch out for another shitter if you like. Stay safe, stay blessed, stay woke, stay free. I'm on time. Peace.